throwing the bags in the car means it's time for a road trip. And wow, it's been a long time. I don't think I've left the area since I came back from my Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky road trip almost or over 2 months ago. So we are overdue to get out on the road and see a few different things. Now it is snowing, but not much, and it's mostly done now. And you can see where the sidewalk was shoveled earlier today, it's already melted off, whereas the driveway that I just finished shoveling still showing some signs of white. So I don't think that's going to cause any problems on the highways. Hope not anyway. Because like I said, we need to get away and get out and do something. I don't know what we're going to see, but it's a road trip and those are always fun. So let's roll. And this is a really unique road trip because we actually have all of us here together for the first time in a long time, right, Mabel? Make an appearance so people know you're still alive.
Mabel, hi. Oh, there she is.
Nanton, Alberta. So while Emily checks out the candy store, Mabel and I are going to go check out some old buildings around here. And of course, take a look at the grain elevators. Ooh, pedestrian lights. I think those are new since we were last here. This is another one of those buildings that I think has got a really great classic false fronted building hiding behind it, but it was just another VBR, victim of a bad renovation. And I also got to wonder if this place is ever open. We've gotten in there a couple times, but it seems like every time we come through, they're closed. And of course, the old hotel here. Great artwork above that door. I really had never noticed this great horse window over this corner door before either. And of course the 1909 Shaw and Cooper building is always worth stopping to check out. And of course also from that same era, the grocery store and drugstore across the road there. And that white brick building as well. Quite nice.
So, no treasures from the antique part of the store, but I did buy my favorite fruit gummies.
Down to Lethbridge. It was funny, we took a little detour there, came down Highway 25. I wanted to stop and drive through Diamond City, but there are no longer any signs on the highway, and so I actually missed the turn, and by that point I was too lazy to turn around and go back. So maybe we'll go back that way on Sunday, I don't know. And it's very funny as well. All I'd been hearing about and seeing was all the comments about all the snow in Lethbridge, and they must have gotten a lot warmer than us because they seem to have less snow than we do at home right now. And I would almost say their grass is starting to turn green, which is not really that unusual. It always seems like spring and summer come about a month earlier in Lethbridge than they do for us at home. And now the hardest part of any road trip, wrangling the dog when we stop and she knows we've reached our destination. Actually, she doesn't even care if we've reached our destination. Just every time we stop, she gets a little bit crazy. Wow, the grass is green. The birds are singing. It is spring here. Oh, look, and there's our previous DroneOCan mobile, the old Rondo. And Tucker's excited to see Grandma. I mean, Mabel. Wrong dog. Don't jump. Ooh, caught the attention of some local deer. Just wrapping up the day. Taking the dog out for one last spin. Another deer right along that fence there. They are out in full force tonight. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for our first day of this little mini road trip. Mabel's getting her last walk in. That was fun. Went out for dinner. Ran into a couple of my cousins that I hadn't seen in a number of years. So shout out to Scott and Darren. And yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. So, good morning and welcome to day 2 of our little mini road trip here. I'm just in line at the Costco gas station in Lethbridge, waiting to fill up along with half the city. April 1st, we're going to see an increase in the useless carbon tax, and also there's a provincial fuel tax that we had been given temporary relief from that is also going to be added back. So the price of gas is expected to jump about 7 cents a liter on Monday, April the 1st. Today is Saturday the 30th. So like I said, I think half the city is here filling up with fuel. And you'll notice the passenger seat's empty. Emily is just out doing a little thrifting and looking for inventory for Hair of the Frog vintage, and I figured I would get in line here and just see how long it takes to get through. It's actually been moving pretty quick. And yeah, I don't normally get into politics on this channel. I try and stay out of that whole mess. But realistically, the price of home heating, the price of gasoline, these things are all already expensive enough and the economy bad enough to discourage people. So I don't really think adding an additional tax onto things solves anything other than making life more difficult. I mean, yeah, I could have stayed home this weekend and not come down to visit my family, but you know what? My family's going to be gone someday, and I'm not going to give up that time. So, you know, like I said, I don't play politics, but screw you, carbon tax. So another part of the mission here, in addition to visiting family this weekend, is to replace a geocache that I have hidden down here. Now, I didn't actually hide this one. It was placed here in 2002, almost 22 years ago, by a fella named Guter Hoffman. And I don't know where. Guter just said he moved down east somewhere and could not maintain it. And so I adopted this in 2006. And it has a very annoying habit of going missing on a regular basis. So I think this is probably the 4th or 5th time I've had to replace this cache. So we picked up some supplies at Value Village and the dollar store, and we're gonna head down and see how long this one lasts. So in typical Lethbridge fashion, it's pretty breezy. Glad I have the proper camera with the dead cat on the microphone. and it's a really nice sunny day. I've got my jacket undone. So a nice day for a walk down in the coulees. A little bit muddy though, I'm a little concerned about this. This is probably going to end up badly for me. And I only brought one pair of pants, so if I end up in the mud, it's going to be very, very uncomfortable for the next day or so. The good news is I did anticipate this, so I did bring my hiking boots that have a bit better traction. I actually had thoughts of archiving this cache merely because of how often it goes missing and how often I have to replace it. But I changed my mind because I believe this is the oldest active geocache in the city of Lethbridge. So keeping it alive purely for historical purposes. Mud and ice aside, I do love it down here. And the nice thing about doing this at this time of the year is most of the rattlesnakes are probably still hibernating. Okay, and we've reached the bottom, and looks like we're on some sort of golf course now. So there was no sign that said no trespassing. I mean, we did cross a fence, but no one needs to know that. So we're just trying to find our way off the golf course back onto the pathways. And it looks like there's a pathway sort of here, and then there's a bridge there that'll get us across this little creek thing. And now we're, okay. Yeah, scared up a pheasant. We'll just edit my scream out of the video. This little stormwater outfall appears to be dry, so that's good. We can get to that bridge over there, and then we're in good shape. It's just got to get down this steep embankment without falling. As always, Emily tends to play it a little more cautious than I do, wisely.
I'm stuck.
Uh-oh, she's stuck. Okay, time to put the camera down and come help. Or actually, I'll keep the camera going and come help. That makes it for more entertaining video, doesn't it?
Okay, here we go.
Yay, success. This is why I do love this area of Lethbridge. You can explore down here in the river bottom area for hours. Okay, I got this fairly narrow gap here, and if I'm wrong, I end up in the drink, but I think I can do this. We will see. If I am wrong, you'll never know, because I'll either be flinging the camera away to keep it dry, or it'll end up in the water and never function again. But I think I made it. I made it through without slipping and falling, so it should be possible. So managed to find one cache down by the Old Man River, and now we're just working our way up through this drainage here, heading back towards the car and to where the cache that we're here to replace was hidden. All right, almost there. I'm always surprised that this thing goes missing because there's really nothing here. Like there's these remains that look like they were concrete steps at one time. I don't know from where, but that's kind of it. And it's not even right on one of the paths. So why it keeps disappearing, I have no idea. Like, who is poking under these things to stumble across it?
Snakes.
So it wasn't completely missing. The old container's there. The lid is long gone. It's full of water. So I'm gonna re-hide this one. And hopefully this one lasts a bit longer this time. Okay, all nicely tucked away. I'd love to know where these steps came from. I did look at them on previous visits to see if I could find any sort of a date or something written in them, but there's been nothing, so it shall remain a mystery for now. Now we just got to get up the hill without any more incidents and carry on. Another concrete artifact over here. Again, not sure what it was, but this one doesn't look like it was dumped here. It looks like it was actually poured here as a pillar of some sort. I mean, there was a lot of coal mining operations. I don't know much about mining. All this debris looks newer than what I would expect. So I'm really not sure. Continuing to work our way along this well-defined path. And we got to get up onto the hill. The parking lot's just to the right up there by that road. So I think we're going the right direction. Because remember, one of DroneOCan's rules of geocaching is just because I know exactly where I am and exactly where I need to go, it doesn't mean I'm not lost. And this path is taking a distinct turn to the left. So now the question becomes, take the gentler, more trodden, better looking path to the left, or take the narrower, steeper path to the right that's actually going in the direction we need. Oh boy, famous last words. If you didn't hear that, Emily just said, doesn't look too bad. So this is where I end up on my face at some point. But we're gonna try it. Almost back to civilization. Hopefully there's a pathway here. Sorta. It's not great. Oh, I didn't even see the sidewalk. I just thought that was the shoulder of the road. Okay, never mind. Oh, it's always an adventure. It's usually fun. I'm not sure if this one was or not, but it's done. There's the car right over there. A few more cars now than when we pulled in. Alright, day 3, and this time I'm actually going to pull into Diamond City because there's a sign on the highway when you're heading north. And this is the whole reason I wanted to come to Diamond City, was to check out the old general store that sits here that looks like it's now a, well, it might still be some kind of store, but more of a residence looking thing now. Very cool old building. I remember that as a functional general store back in the day. It's a kind of a dreary, cloudy, frosty morning. It's only about -4 degrees Celsius, but it feels a lot colder out there. And not a lot in Diamond City. I'm assuming it's pretty much just a bedroom community for Lethbridge now. There's a dog being walked, so I want to get out of here before Mabel reacts to it, and there she goes. Oh, and I was just about to say she didn't vocalize, but there she vocalized. It's okay, Mabel. Yeah, there you go. That's right. Say hi to the people. That's better. That dog's not going to hurt you. So, back on the road. Mabel knows we're almost home. So why it keeps, is that recording? Yes.